with Julissa, our beautiful zouk dancer.
Hello.
She's visiting Amsterdam these days, and she's going very soon on a tour throughout Europe.
Starting tomorrow.
Wow. This beautiful dancer, you're going to meet her a little bit today, and she's going to talk about herself and her life as a dancer.
Okay.
So we are very excited.
Thank you.
I just had a beautiful private lesson from her, and I have to tell you guys, if you want to learn stuff, you have to book her. She's going to be here for another 3 months.
Until the end of May.
That's amazing. Around Amsterdam, not all the time in Amsterdam.
No, I'm going to be based in Amsterdam, and then we'll be traveling to different countries. Me and Jilson. Dancing and teaching lambada.
Great.
Lambada.
Okay, let's get into
Yeah.
that. So how did you start dancing? When and where?
So like just my beginning.
You start.
Oh, I started when I was 10. So I begged my mom when I was a kid. Like I was a toddler and I saw the Nutcracker on PBS on like a public television show.
The ballet?
In the US. Yes, the ballet. And I was like, I want to do this, Mom. I want to do this. And so she couldn't afford it until I was 10. She saved up and then she enrolled me in a dance class or a dance semester. And then after that, I just continued with ballet.
In America?
Yes, in America.
Where are you from?
I am born and raised in DC. My parents are immigrants my mom's from El Salvador and my dad's from Dominican Republic.
Oh.
And they immigrated and met in DC.
Dancing genes are there.
Yes, it's in the blood.
It's in the blood.
Bachata, merengue, like cookouts where people would just dance. It's totally in my blood. And I think that's why I love lambada so much. Because it feels very cultural.
Yeah. And you started when you were 10 with ballet?
Ballet.
And how did you progress to zouk actually?
Wow.
Sorry.
So, let's see. Okay. So when I was a teenager, my mom enrolled me in a performing arts school. Have you guys ever seen the movie Fame?
Yes.
Exactly like
Fame.
Fame.
Really? Wow.
The best.
I'm jealous.
The best consecutive 4 years of my life. It was magical. Yeah. But I didn't know what I had at the time because I was a teenager who always had dance in my life, so I didn't know what I had was special.
Yeah.
So like I would have academics in the daytime, and after lunch we would have all of our dance classes, like anatomy. We would have ballet, classical ballet. We'd have modern, like Horton technique, which is it's actually nice for zouk because it helps with the elongation of the spine. We would do African dance and so many other things, and then I would do summer programs. And so then after high school, I was going to go to a dance conservatory for college. I signed the paperwork in New York, and then I had like a crisis. And then I was like, what am I going to do with a dance diploma? Because I felt the pressure of the world. I was like, I should get a normal diploma and be a normal person because I'm not going to be successful, you know?
Yeah.
So I decided my senior year of high school that I'm not going to pursue dance.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You felt the bugs.
I was like, I need to be normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to like be successful because my parents want me to.
Yeah.
And so I had that crisis and I told my mom I'm not going. I said I'm going to go to a normal university. So then I canceled 2 weeks before school started. I canceled.
Oh, 2 weeks before.
I know. It's one of my biggest regrets, but I still am okay and am happy with the path that I took.
It was meant to be like that.
It was meant to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
but
needed to learn.
Yeah, I probably would have been like dancing. I think my goal was to dance for like Ailey Company. I don't know if you guys know Alvin Ailey, but like a modern dance, contemporary ballet company. But I didn't go that route, and it's okay. So
but if you have maybe continued,
I would not have
study,
learned zouk or.
You never know.
I highly doubt it because
you never know.
The same way zouk and lambada is a vortex, and people they live, eat, and breathe. It's the same thing with ballet or contemporary. Like you're there if you're if you're a company dancer, that's your whole life, just like zouk.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I went to a normal university in Virginia.
Yeah.
And I
what
loved
did you study?
International relations, and I got a diploma. I have a diploma.
Something else.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'm just have to.
I have a diploma that I don't.
Are we still visible? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, I have a diploma that I don't use in international relations.
Maybe in a different way.
Yeah.
The way you have your conversations.
Exactly.
And the way you negotiate.
Cultural exchange. Exactly.
Yes.
You have other negotiation skills. I
Yes.
guess when you only do the dancing part,
Yeah.
you focus on the dancing, and now you also know, oh, there's a story behind this, and I
Yeah.
can negotiate and talk for myself, and this is how the world
And
works.
Nadia knows this because she also has this kind of past. You
Yeah.
also switched. You also
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
also switched. I used to be scientist, and
Wow.
now I'm a musician.
Now you're a
yeah.
musician.
So
How about you?
I used to work in finance. I started in psychology, and then I wanted something normal and to break through. Then I thought, well, finance.
Yeah.
And then I switched to yoga, Kundalini yoga.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're all kind of like on a similar trajectory.
Yes, and last year I discovered dancing.
Wow.
So I started with salsa bachata only last summer to discover that, kizomba is more to my heart. And then Sandra said to me, like, zouk is also in that direction because it's much more with energy,
Yeah.
with feeling, with connection within
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
and then the connection with the party. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So beautiful. I'm happy that you found it.
Yeah, me
Super
too.
nice.
Thank you.
just progress whatever
Oh.
you stopped. So
Okay.
you went to university.
A normal university, which I loved. I had so much fun. But I don't have any regrets, but like it was expensive. So the US, anyways, we won't even get into that.
Yeah.
But I had a great time. But it was funny because I tried to get away and leave my artist life because I was like, it's not going to serve me. But then I enrolled in the college, in the university's dance club. I couldn't get away. So like I would take casino classes.
Yeah.
And that's where I started partner dancing.
And it's salsa casino, the Cuban.
Cuban salsa.
How old were you then?
Oof.
20
Wow.
something, yeah?
Yeah,
20 something, yeah.
maybe like 23 or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I was learning casino. I went to Cuba. I even though I was majoring in something else, I started taking the dance classes of the dance majors there.
Yes.
So like I started taking ballet class, I started taking Afro-Cuban class, I started like paying for these classes, and I just couldn't stay away.
Yeah.
This was like my life saying, hey, you need
Exactly.
you need to just dance.
In your
Yeah.
face.
Just accept in my face.
You can't escape wherever you go.
Exactly. Every time I tried to escape, it would come
Yes,
back in
great.
some form. So I finally was like, okay. So like during Wednesdays, I would study really late into the night, but on Wednesdays I would always go bachata dancing
Yeah.
because they would have salsa and bachata at the local club,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
salsa room. And then there, maybe like 2 years have passed or a year and a half, because I remember I think I was 25 when I discovered zouk. I was at the bachata club, and then they would have like intervals of like 2 songs of zouk, and then I would dance. And there's
Actually, it was kizomba, but
yes,
the same music.
kizomba,
Yeah,
same
yeah,
music,
yeah,
but they would be dancing zouk, not
yeah,
kizomba.
exactly, yeah.
And then there, I met this guy who introduced me to the world of zouk. Do you guys know Kuna?
No.
Kuna Malik Hamad?
No.
So it was there that I met Kuna, and we would dance Central Bachata. And I was like, wow, he danced so different. It's so cool. And then he started talking about zouk. He was like, you should, try zouk. And then we started becoming friends. And I went to my first Congress 2017. I took a road trip with my college friends just for like 1 or 2 nights to New York City. It's 4 hours from DC. And I was supposed to go to a salsa festival.
Yeah.
And I went just one night, and then Kuna was like, there's another festival happening, which is New York City Zouk Fest.
Yes.
I was like, okay, I'll try it out.
Yay, spontaneity! I love
spontaneity.
it!
Exactly. I went there and I was mind blown.
Yeah, that's so
Wow. I was like, what is this? I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what a left it out was. I didn't know what a simple turn was. I was just following, and I think I was just a natural follower.
Yes.
It just happens.
The
It
bug
just happens.
bit me there. It was incredible, and then I never went back to a salsa festival after that.
No. What is okay, the zouk, like, is it the zouk scene? Is it the zouk as dance? What is it about zouk that kind of pulled you out of that salsa scene?
Yeah.
What can you?
I think
Mhm.
I think the very first thing would have to be the music.
The variety of the
the
music?
variety of music. And also I fell in love in that moment. I think they're playing lots of like neo, kizomba
Mhm.
music, and I connected so much with that type of music. And then also they played lyrical music, and there's variety.
Exactly.
And so I was like, wow, I can dance. And then second was the way I could move my body. I could do undulations. There was head movement. So I felt this like freedom and wildness. This like very wild, organic wild movement that I hadn't experienced in salsa or bachata because for me it felt a little bit more contained. But I love salsa and bachata. I love it, but it was just a different expression and a different experience.
Did you feel that you had more space for your own movements within zouk, like from the leader, than in Cuban? Yeah, that's also something that I experienced as well. Like the freedom that you get to move a little bit more like you would like to at that moment.
It's actually maybe a combination where ecstatic means meets the way we dance within the steps. Like you say, I follow my body, and for me, yesterday I was in a dance class, and they say like breathe into your womb, and then feel, because then you are more in balance as well. And then I was like, when I dance from my womb, and then I was like, this is so much more like yoga and ecstatic, but now I have to follow the steps as well. And when that merges together,
there's something beautiful about the merging of that wild sensation that I felt and like this organic, like my body already liked to move in undulations or circular movements, and then to add on to the head, it just gave more of a dopamine rush. And I felt like a princess, and I can also use my ballet expression or extensions, which I didn't really find myself using in like Afro-Cuban or
that's a different
bachata a little bit, but not that much. And so I just felt super free in a partner dance.
How I got to you on Instagram was actually by seeing your movie with Vanessa and Iago. 3 of them were dancing such an amazing zouk. Like he was leading you both, Vanessa and you.
Lambada.
And it was so magical to watch, and you both had like long hairs, like curly hairs, and it's just like it was magical. And then I started following you.
For me, it's really hard when someone asks me what is my favorite this or that. Because for me, it's so hard to qualify. Like I have very few favorite things or places or people. Like, and it just doesn't make sense for me to be like, this is my favorite, because I like different parts of different things.
Exactly,
you know? And that's, I think, the beauty of dance.
And maybe also seasonal, or maybe even how you feel.
Exactly. I'm very...
But it also has a variation within, right?
Yes.
For me, it's also a very difficult question, so I feel you.
Especially colors, when I have to choose a color or something. Like even that simple question, I cannot say like turquoise because if I miss the pink color, then the turquoise doesn't mean anything anymore. If you can imagine everything around you just in your perfect color, it's just freaking boring.
Or like if they ask me who's my favorite dancer, I'm like, I don't have a favorite dancer because it's very dependent on the circumstance, the time that I was in, my body, the music, the location. And so for me, instead, I have like a cloud. And who's in my cloud? Of like,
or you're picking for each mood.
Who are these dancers that I love to dance with on most occasions versus having a favorite?
And also how they evolve, because maybe sometimes, or I see it in other fields, so maybe, I don't know if that's the case with dancing. Some stay a bit the same and they are perfectly happy with it, it's perfectly fine. But sometimes they evolve, or they have their own rhythm or their own dances, they really follow their body as well, and they're like super curious what's going to happen next.
Yes, absolutely. Even with me, like I started with zouk. Now I'm focusing on lambada, and I'm like learning this world of lambada, and my dancing has changed.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about lambada. What does it make it different from zouk, from regular zouk?
So there's a structure in lambada that I would use the word strict. Like there's a structure, there's timing in lambada, but it's arguable that it's the same dance, just like a different branch. But zouk comes from lambada, and it's so nice because there's a resurgence of it, and it's getting popular, and people are falling in love with it. Like I fell in love with it. Iago and Vanessa, I was inspired by them. Some people say it's two different dances. Some people say it's the same dance.
What do you say?
So it's the same dance. It's just a different branch, a different style.
It's a different flavor.
It's a different flavor. Exactly. I have a course online called Followers Flavors. And
Followers
Flavors.
Guys,
What's
you know
in the
where to
name?
find her. Online
Followers
course.
flavors. We're
Flavors.
taking different followers' style and
Yeah.
sharing it.
When does your course start?
So it's actually happening right now. It's a 4-week series, and hopefully I can create more series.
Okay.
But right now I'm working with Ashe. She's another strong, beautiful follower in the U.S. And we're teaching a class each week with
Live class.
Yeah,
class.
live and recorded. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great. That's great.
Yes.
Like on Zoom or
On
Skype
Google
or-
Meet.
Google
We
Meet.
have like about 30 students, and it's been
That's
so
nice.
wonderful. We have like a WhatsApp group where I share things like, hey, take a look at this video and what we talked about in class. You can see it here. So it's super nice to have like a group of followers where we can share and ask questions and send our videos for feedback.
Be your own muse. That's your motto. I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you mean
Yes.
by that?
So I actually saw this while I was scrolling, and I was like, wow, this is so powerful. For me, especially because I consider myself a solo dancer, like a solo artist. I don't have a partner.
Yeah, you have collaborations.
I collab with people. And so I think for very long I felt like I needed to have a partner. Especially, I mean, I've collabed, I've partnered with Kaka before, a female, so that was really empowering.
Yeah.
But there's always a sensation like I need someone to be in the zouk or dance world. And so recently I just accepted, wait, I've been doing just fine.
Yeah.
Expressing my art and teaching
Exactly.
as a solo artist. I was like, why not just embrace being your own muse? It's okay. And so it's been a super empowering journey for me to be in a world where that's a couple dance.
I know.
And then being able to stand by myself.
Yeah.
And
also
still like,
discover your own strengths. Like
Yes.
you're not afraid to look in the mirror and
Yeah.
see the muse within yourself.
yeah.
Because sometimes it's so difficult. We
Very.
see the difficult parts in ourselves, but not the beautiful
Yeah.
parts and not the strong parts. And
Absolutely.
how can you motivate yourself? And what can you see that like inspire your passion? Like,
Yeah.
wow, my fire is on.
Yeah. And so this has been a recent thing,
Yeah.
this
Change.
like this reclaiming of my own power.
Yeah.
Because I was always like, oh, I need someone. But now I'm like, I'm very happy being a solo artist. If in the future the circumstances to have a partner appear, sure, why not? But like, there's so much that I can still give being a solo
But then
artist.
it's an extra because your cup is already full.
Yeah,
So then the right person can come in your pot
Yeah.
because you're not looking for a hole to be filled.
exactly.
You're a hole by yourself.
Exactly. And this is why I really love in my classes to teach followers technique, like in our private.
So this is so important.
It's like I want to teach you or like guide you into getting all of the tools that you need to be stable on your own, to like be strong and to do the movements on your own. Because the partner is an addition. Yes, they help you, they take care of you, but I can also take care of myself, and I can also add to the dance, you know.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love
I
it.
think it's
so
the
empowering.
beautiful combination also where life and dance meet each other.
Yeah.
Like for me, sometimes it's confronting when I lean more on someone else. It's like this mirror. Oh, what am I missing in my personal life? And how can I fill it for myself? Because apparently I'm looking for something, and it's all within me. So for me, it's like this real good mirror. Like it's in my face already.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, and I use it in different ways. Do you have that too? Maybe, for example, when you notice something with dancing, like, oh, I just want to dance with that person, or I long to have that, and then it's not possible in that moment.
Yes. I definitely have those quite very naturally, yes,
Yes.
throughout my life and my dance
People who
life.
are just starting to dance or starting to learn zouk.
I guess I don't have a technical advice because everyone is different with what their body's capable of doing and what knowledge they have. But I would say for people who are starting off, have fun. Have fun and don't be so hard on yourself and trying to like get to a certain level. It has to take its time and its course naturally. And also comparing, like in this age of social media, it's so easy to compare yourself to someone who's had years of training and time, you know?
Professional dancer versus a beginner who's never danced in her life.
Yes. Like you can use these models, these people as inspiration. Use them as your muse for a while, but try not to like lose your identity and trying to be someone that you're not. I think
You feel stressed before dancing. Sometimes dancing itself helps, but sometimes, like for me, it helps to do some exercises for myself to get in my body, and then I go to my work.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Sometimes when I'm really stressed, I'll just like shake it out to get
Shaking
circulation.
medicine.
Yeah, it really, really helps. I try the breathing, but for me, I think moving the body helps more than being still. So that helps me with anxiety or stress, or like let's say I'm about to do a competition and I'm nervous, like a Jack and Jill. I really try to get into the mindset that this, at the end of the day, this doesn't really matter. It's just about having fun. Like the accolades, the points, the fame, the popularity doesn't matter. Like what matters is why you're doing this. You know, are you having fun? Are you growing from this? Are you feeling inspired, you know?
Your journey is pretty long in dance.
Pretty long,
and how do you keep yourself motivated? And
I like to take privates as a student from people that inspire me. So yeah, I love to be a student. I absolutely love questions, and I love knowing why is this happening, or how can I do this in my body. So even as a teacher, I'm always taking classes or courses online. Not even with dance, not just with dance, with other things like trauma therapy or somatic therapy or anything really. That I'm a curious person. So I stay inspired by staying curious and asking for help. Like, hey, I want to learn from you. Like, let's do a private, you know?
Yeah, that's great.
And apparently learn from yourself, because when you do somatic therapy or trauma therapy,
it helps so much.
Exactly, you get
For
to know yourself on such a deep level.
And it helps with dance.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's so much. It's all one.
Yeah,
everything
it's
is connected.
Yeah.
What was the biggest change for you when you started more into the awareness, like when you also added the trauma or the somatic release?
With dance?
Yes.
What was the biggest? I think it would be that I felt like I had more control of my body and my mind state. Like once I started going into therapy, even with a therapist, a somatic therapist in person and like through online up until this day, like I feel more in control, and I feel like I can have more moments of stillness. And that translates in dance. Like I don't feel as, I'm not going to say I don't feel as affected by my environment or the dance that I'm having that I might not particularly like or enjoy. So like I might not like it, or I might experience something frustrating or unpleasant, but I'm able to process it quicker and then move on.
Yeah, that's such an important thing, actually. I mean, we all dance sometimes with somebody who doesn't understand us, or let's say very bluntly, doesn't give us what we need at that moment, what we're looking for at that moment. So how did you deal before with that?
I mean, I wouldn't externalize my what I didn't like in the dance world. But I think mentally I'd be like, oh, I don't want to dance with that person again. Like,
and did you kind of avoid that person later?
Yeah. And then now, because I have more awareness, I feel more empowered to say, oh, I don't want to dance right now, or oh, I'm taking care of my body, so maybe not at this moment, you know?
Yes.
So I don't feel afraid as much. I don't feel the pressure as much. I'm not gonna say I don't feel the pressure, but like I feel like I'm better able to have boundaries. And take care of myself. It's mainly about taking care of yourself.
That's what you're actually doing at that moment. You're just looking at yourself and thinking like, okay, this is not what I need at this moment. So shall I choose for myself, or shall I choose to be somebody who is nice to the other person at that moment? But this other person is not going to enjoy you anyway if you're not enjoying the dance. So you're getting the score for the votes.
And honesty. And honesty is something that we lack a lot of the times.
Especially in the world of dance, where it's image based a lot of the time. Because I mean, it's circulating in social media. Social media is image based. So it's nice to be like, okay, if someone says no to me, I won't take it personally.
Exactly.
Or if I have a bad dance, I won't be like, oh my god, I'm a horrible dancer, you know? I used to have these moments. And like, I have a bad streak of days or weeks with training or not feeling inspiration, and I'm like, what am I doing?
You make it so big.
Like, I can't continue anymore.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, with this awareness with trauma therapy and somatic therapy, it's like, okay, I can just acknowledge that, hey, I'm just having a down day or a down week, and I know it's going to come back up, and I know I'm not going to feel this all the time. It's going to go away, and I'll eventually, like, I'll feel down, and I'll feel up, and I'll feel down, you know?
Yeah.
We're human, and it's so common for dancers to get burnt out. So
but you're like, also, like, you're exhausting your body.
You're exhausting your body.
And you love to do that because you really like to dance
Yeah.
and you want to improve. So
your body and also your social capacity, because there are some natural born introverts, but I assure you most of the dancers that I know are not extroverts. I'm sorry, I was talking about extroverts. Most of the dancers that I know who are circulating in the scene are not extroverts, they're introverts, and so it takes a lot of energy to be social and to be on and be happy even if you may not be happy. So it's nice because now I feel a little bit more in control and I can regulate myself more, or I can tell myself, hey, I actually need to step away and take care of myself before I can give to someone else.
Yes. I feel also like zouk, to go back to zouk actually, and music, zouk music, it allows me at least to be sad.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have happy numbers, you have sexy numbers, you have cheeky numbers, but there are numbers that are really like songs that are really like, they allow you to be calm and like reflective and feel the sadness and how you're feeling at that moment.
Feel
so
at a deeper level.
So it's
so
really
beautiful.
It's different than Cuban salsa, for example, where it always feel you have to be on and you have to be like energetic and smiling and happy.
Do you feel that it's accepted in the dance world where, like you said, a lot of burnout happens? Because
Recognize maybe.
Recognize that people can speak openly about it.
Not as much. No, because you're giving a service. You know, people expect a service, especially if there's payment involved, and so I think most people are compassionate and have a lot of empathy, but still maybe like subconsciously it's like people are still running businesses, like there's still service happening, so there's still an expectation.
It is a business kind of. You want to make a business, you want to live from it. You have to pay the bills, but it's your body and your soul.
And this is just a sacrifice. Like we're all willing to go into this sacrifice, knowing what it takes and what it takes from us. So I think we're all happy doing this. But like going back to this being sad, I think that's one of the reasons in the beginning of my journey with zouk that I felt attracted.
Beautiful.
Because I felt like I could totally just be in whatever mood I can dance angry if my partner like can hold space. You know? Or maybe I can dance angry in myself without affecting my partner. But I've recently discovered that I can also experience that with lambada. Like, lambada is happiness and it's culture and it's like, you see lots of high energy, but there are you can still, I promise you, dance lambada and like channel other emotions. You can dance lambada and you can channel sadness. You can dance lambada and you can channel your like ancestors or culture. You can dance lambada and be super happy or feel super sensual. And so I think this translates to any art form, not just zouk, you know?
So then you feel the rawness within. So that wild woman where you started in the beginning, like I can feel my own self, my complete wild woman that I am. That can come out. That's beautiful.
Or like an Afro-Cuban, it's not just hard, like, but you can also channel sensuality. You can channel history or religion, spirituality. So there's
connection to that spiritual side of it. True.
I feel like with some art forms it's more obvious than others, and I think with zouk it's so obvious because the music is very clear. But with other things like lambada or maybe piano,
not
it's
piano
still
for me.
similar.
No, I would not want a piano song to dance on. Really? No.
I've danced
Most
to
of the piano
song.
songs are really not.
Can I show you?
Show me.
Oh my gosh!
Show
I
me
have one of my
like.
favorite demos with Kuna.
Okay.
And we were dancing to a piano song. I think it was piano.
Maybe I haven't heard that one yet.
I don't know.
Most of them are so freaking cheesy.
Really?
Yeah, I cannot really feel them.
Oh, I wish I just had it pinned.
Oh, I don't want to go to that side of myself, maybe. The cheesy one.
Maybe it was cheesy.
I'm so
but I
sensitive
just-
to music. It's just crazy.
Yeah, maybe you just have a different,
Brain.
a more critical.
I'm
Cause
very critical
because
to
you
music.
know more about it.
Oh man, no, I'm just sensitive, I think.
Oh.
And I'm very focused on music.
Yes.
That's also something I can have like the best partner in front of me and not be able to dance with him because of the crappy song.
Me too. I think
I'm like music first, then the partner.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I 100%.
I'm
agree.
so happy you say that. Give me a high five.
And this might
I
be
thought
like-
I was crazy.
This might be like people might not agree, and that's
Yeah.
totally okay.
But there are more of us.
Oh my
in the
god,
world.
the DJs of the world
Yes,
are
please,
so important.
please,
You
guys,
guys-
make it a good music.
You guys
party.
are the thread that
Yeah.
keeps the dance floor and the individuals there.
Exactly.
So you guys are so
You better be good.
important. Okay, it's
Let's
coming,
see the
it's
video.
coming. I don't know what you think about the music, but the dance I loved. The
The
vibe.
dance is beautiful, but I'm telling you, it's because I'm seeing you now in combination with the music that I know, like how, because this makes me really depressed, and I would just like move like just a little bit back and forth. That's what I feel from this music, you know?
Super tiny movement.
Yes, but when I
Make
see
it
your
big.
Oh,
dance,
I think of big, like deep,
Like-
juicy movements where I can just like let it out, like
yeah,
feel what I gotta feel.
yeah.
Mhm.
This really has different impact on me, as you can see. So that's why I don't like this. Well, I would like some like stuff that is really like, you know, giving me the space to be sad.
Yeah.
But if it goes too dark,
Oh, I want to
then,
go dark.
then I go.
I feel
No.
that.
I
I feel
wanna
that so
go.
deep, that darkness.
Yeah.
I want to go dark.
You
I
wanna
am
go
totally
dark,
okay
yeah.
with going
Yeah.
dark or like meeting those deep, ugly,
But I'm
Pleasant
not
parts.
against that. But my movement becomes like less.
lead.
It goes down in my inside.
And for me, like
Inside.
do it. Like for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, let's go. If I'm sad, let's dance with my sad body.
Complete release.
If I'm angry, let's dance with my angry body. I love when there's like a container in social dancing for that. And I don't experience it as often anymore, unfortunately.
Because
I don't know. I think maybe it's a stage that I'm in my career that I'm more in like teacher mode, more like giving mode, and I'm less in receiving mode when I'm dancing.
Yes.
But like before I was traveling the world, I was more selfish with my dance.
Okay, yes.
And I was able to dance for myself, and I don't care if you liked it or not. I mean, I did
Exactly,
care.
yeah.
But like there were less,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
felt like there were
yeah,
less eyes on me, and I
you
could.
were more inside. I mean, inside your dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
beautiful
now
and the surrender to it.
I felt more open to surrender because I felt my mind was like, yeah, you're doing this because you love to do this, and who
Exactly.
cares? But now I feel like I'm more of a giver. I think it's
Yes.
wonderful when there are like still teachers or popular dancers who can totally surrender.
Yeah.
I admire that. Those are the people I admire who don't care what anyone thinks. But I'm not, honestly speaking, I'm not there yet. Like,
How did you make the choice to go into the teaching, or is this just grown into it naturally?
yeah, I grew into it naturally, but also I had lots of people asking, hey, you dance so beautiful. You're such an inspiration. Can you start teaching? Like, when is your next thing? And I was like, huh. I never had plans to,
Yeah.
because I had like a job and I had a stable life, and I was like, I never have
Normal
plans.
life.
A normal life, yeah. And so I never thought that this could be a possibility because I was like, this is a hobby. This is something I love to do. I'm not going to mix passion and pleasure. Passion and I am going to mix
Yeah,
passion
yeah.
and pleasure. But like, you know what I mean, work
Yes.
and passion. But it just, I started getting more questions, more requests, and I was like, wait, maybe I should give. Maybe like I feel like I have this natural born ability to dance and to create. I was like, maybe instead of being selfish and just keeping it all to myself, which is still beautiful, like I can give back a little bit by starting to
coaching
teach,
us.
Yes,
coaching.
beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I just have to say again what a beautiful experience it was today. That I was going within an hour. We've done a couple of things like basic stuff actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And how much I felt like changing my whole perception of the dance. I felt lighter. I felt more grounded at the points where I needed grounding. I felt it was so.
That makes me happy.
It was so amazing, and you just did it so effortlessly, and so like check.
Thank you. That's really nice to hear.
Beautiful class, really.
And like my mom would always, growing up, she'd be like, for you to be happy, you have to give. And sure, I make a living out of this, so I receive money, but it's still fulfilling to be like, hey, let me give you one tip. This might like impact you in some way.
Yeah.
So I would say this is my way right now in my life to feel fulfilled by giving through teaching.
When you give in to that complete release and to that deep sadness, you're not actually thinking about that issue. You're not thinking about an example in that moment, like this traumatic experience, or you're going back to, oh, that person said
Naming
that.
it.
Naming
Labeling
everything.
it, yeah.
No, you're just going to that feeling, make space for that feeling to be there, release it within the dance, not have any names, not have any ideas of what we human beings do. Like we have to name everything and squeeze it into everything.
Define everything, analyze
and
everything.
then you just release it, you surrender, and it goes away.
Yes. It's so nice.
It's actually like trauma healing process.
Yes.
We're doing, when we're dancing. But it's actually also obvious. I mean, that it
I
happens
think it's
like
beautiful
that.
to,
It's beautiful.
to name it as well. Like I reckon, so for me it's like, why do I feel so attracted to dancing?
Mm-hmm.
And especially, why did I make so quickly the steps from, oh, this is salsa interesting. 1 month later, oh, this is bachata interesting. 1 month later, oh, there's kizomba. Oh.
Now she dances everything, huh?
Yeah.
And now
Like
I'm
within 2
like, but
months.
with kizomba, I'm like, oh, it's now my 3rd month. But I can feel so much more and share so much more and get myself in this Zen state. And also sometimes, like you said, the perfectionist comes out. And then when I connect, I feel the connection within myself. And sometimes I have this dance partner and I feel the connection so deeper. Then I'm like, okay, then the space appears. I don't have to think. And sometimes it's like you're missing parts or something, but you were just dancing and really feeling the flow, feeling what was possible. I didn't know the steps, I just did it.
It just happened.
Yeah, that's really
beautiful.
That's really beautiful. I used to practice meditation here and there with an app for a few years, like on and off. And so one thing I learned, not necessarily pertaining to like trauma, but I know some people use dance as a trauma tool, as a to heal, and it's so beautiful and so powerful. And some people use it just as an outlet, you know.
It is meditative.
Yeah, it can be for sure.
It can be, yeah. It depends on the
It
partner
depends on
again.
the person and the desired
mood,
effect.
The vibe of the music and everything. But I feel also like if you can connect with the person, the different person. We were talking about it lately. But like if you're connecting and you're sharing this dance, even though this person is like politically, socially, economically, something totally like opposite of you. If you can share that one dance with each other, it feels like you're being understood and connected. Yeah. You are at one point like connecting, understanding each other. You know what I mean?
It's so beautiful.
And that feels so.
It's a language.
Yeah.
It's a language.
It feels so like I don't know. Something else begins to stream, you know, through the body.
It's so beautiful to be able to connect with people from all over the world and different beliefs and religions. Yeah. And it's okay in that moment. And so like dancing to me is kind of like this, like you just allow the experience to happen and then you go on to the next experience. You know, you're in the present, you're experiencing what it is, good, bad, great, happy, sensual, whatever. And then you let it pass. It's over and it's amazing, but it's those things that make over time like these amazing memories. And like in meditation, it tells you to like your thoughts are gonna come regardless, good and bad, and you just observe it. You allow it to happen, and then
that is meditative, of course, because just like music, when you're making music, it's so it disappears. It's just that moment, and after that, okay, if you just video it, that's something else. But it's never that experience anymore. It's just like one shot, and it's gone. Art. Yeah.
This is art for you. It's fleeting, but it's so powerful.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much,
yes,
Julissa,
thank
again,
you.
for everything
Thank you
today.
so much for the invitation. It was so lovely to connect with you ladies.